Okay, so this is the install procedure to update your system for dvbT operation. So first thing you want to do is you have to download some files from the website. It's all listed in the docs. So for the support website, you download the files first, you put them in an appropriate directory. I'm going to use TFTP. You can use whatever the heck you want. But I will show you how I do it, and hopefully that'll help. So first of all, the system is hooked up. I'm in test mode. I have the USB port plugged into my PC, and I'm going to telnet in. The first thing I'm going to do is go into the directory that will control the boot up cycle, and I just want to edit a file so that I can have control of what's happening when things start up. So you press I, put a hash in there, escape, control, write it. Okay, good. Now I'm going to reboot the system, so I don't want the AV capture software actually doing anything while I'm doing the upgrade. So the first thing we're going to do is update the AV streamer. Give it a sec. Hopefully it's awake now. Not awake yet. Go too soon, there'll be nothing there. Oh, come along. There we go. Okay, so now go CD, disk, meld, do an ls, and say, oh, there's the file. So the AV19 contains the AV directory, the AV streamer stuff, and the Meltec. These are the directories that we're updating. So first of all, rm-r on the AV19 directory. Okay, and then you're going to make a new directory. Make directory, we'll call it AV20. Go to AV20. Okay, now I'm using TFTP. Again, you can use whatever the heck you want, but I'm going to copy files over from my PC that I downloaded earlier. Packet dvbT, ATSC, underscore 130712, underscore really friendly name, EIT 24-hour, tar.gz, and then I have the system, so hopefully I typed it in right. If not, I'll just get an error. And then it's the address of the PC I'm downloading it from, which happens to be this. And if I hit everything right, I will make sure that I have TFTP running. Certainly help. And I hit it. And I see that it's copying down the files. That's good. Do a list. There it is. Okay, then I'm going to have the tar cxvf. This file name. Just highlight it. Click. Done, and hit it. Okay, so that was basically that's first part of the job. We don't have a lot of memory on the system, so I suggest you delete the zip files to make sure that we don't have any memory problems. Okay, now we move on to the Meltec file. You're just going to remove /r, Meltec, and then we go on to the next page of updating the Spectrum Bridge application. So now we're going to go TFTP-D, get it from remote computer, Meltec, installer, underscore 3.1 dot tgz, again, whatever the address of your computer where you have it. And if it's typed correctly, it should work. It's transferring over. Perfect. Okay. Okay. And now what we're going to do is tar this guy. Oops, don't forget the ZXVF. Hit it. Everything works great. You won't have any memory issues. Great. And again, good practice to always delete tar files so that we don't tax our slim resources any worse than they are. Now you take a look. Oh, now we have a Meldtech directory. You can go to CD Meldtech. And then there's execute the installer. Bonk. Oops, what'd I do? Installer, not install. Bonk. No error messages, it's all good. And then you reboot the system. I'll do a hard reboot versus a soft reboot. So now you've updated 2 of the 3 pieces of software. The firmware I'm not going to do in the video because it's just plain out boring. The documents are attached. Just make sure you hit the config button when you're powering up, and you can in programming mode for the NXP processor. Again, remembering to give it a sec. Hopefully it's awake. Excellent. Okay, now let's see if we messed up. So, CD, disk, meld, AV, what do we call it? ACK, CD disk, meld, list, AV20, CD, it's in the test script directory, list. Here are all the files that you run. So just our main file, and you can edit this, there's a bunch of goodies that are in here, but it's DVO. It's completely obvious. So found the driver. This you'll see all in the command panel. So it means it's searching for, it means the program's loaded, it's working, it has detected video, and it will be outputting video dutifully on channel. And it's all working. To prove that it's working, go to the set IP, and you can connect here. Oh no, sorry, not set IP. Go to control panel, open control panel, it's a foible of the program, just hit it twice, and then you're fine. You see that you're in dvbT, and then you're done. You should be able to scan to your channels, no problem. And that's it. You have upgraded your system. Oh, almost forgot. Okay, so remember about that start batch file. You want to make sure that you actually have it set properly. So we go back to the etc. directory, okay, BI RCS. Remember that thing we commented out? Well, if you want it to auto boot, you want to put that back. So now we are AV20 directory. The test file is fine, test.dvo. Now, when you reboot the system, it will auto start and automatically acquire what's going on. We're going to show you set IP as well. So set IP is a really nice program because it allows you to see the console of the communication port for the VIXIS processor. This allows you to see that, yeah, you see video is being detected. You can, which proves that our batch file worked, by the way, or else you wouldn't see anything. You can also check your IP when you're running an FCC mode or a compliant mode where you're using a database to check for open channels. You don't know what your IP is, well, you stop the AV streamer, you display a prompt, then you can read your settings, and you can see that everything's fine. If this is not the IP address you want, no problem. You don't have to mess with your PC now. Just enter your proper IP settings right here. You can ping the database. You'll see, hey, there's no packet loss. You're talking to the database properly. This unit is ready for FCC compliant operation. So that's the other tool. So that's the set IP tool. Okay, there you go. That's the tour.